Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Steelers video with Roast, the Oregon White Cube channel. Oh boy, yesterday, the Steelers lost to, oh boy, Baltimore. 17-30. I was at that game, of course, and, you know, I gotta say that was, disappointing, but if you must ask me, I have to say that was the best case scenario, and I'll explain why a little bit later. But this is going to be my last video for this season because obviously the season just ended yesterday for us. This will be my last video until free agency ends and we're talking about the draft and stuff. So I won't be talking about another Steelers video thing or do another one of these things till May or April, whenever the draft is, something like that. Or after the whenever free agency, etc. And once we get the schedule released and all that stuff. But, yeah, so let's talk about the game real quick. You know what? I look at two big issues this game. One, field goals instead of touchdowns. That was 3 field goals. You get at least one of those, and you're up. Let's think 13-10 at half, or maybe you get 2 of them. You're up 17-10 at half, but they're down 9-10 at half. They kicked 3 field goals and they were down at half 9-10. So it was 1-point game, 1 point. But you know what? The game was closer than what the score may look. Honestly, I don't know what to say. I was there. It was pretty exciting. A little tired because all that driving and crap. Oh, my goodness. Not getting home until like 5 a.m. That was ridiculous. No running game. I knew that'd be an issue. Regardless of even having Bell, I knew it'd be an issue because they have a good defense. Baltimore does. Ben helped throwing 2 picks and help. One of them, both of them were kind of fluky. The first one, when Suggs picked it off, man, I don't even know what to say to that. That was just, just happened to me when I was there. Happened in the Saints game when Lion picked it off, and then, this one, of all people, the guy I hate the most, Suggs picks it off. The second one, I don't even know why they put Ben in there. Brucey was bringing us back. He was about to score a touchdown, and we would have been 1 score down, but it didn't happen like that. If we would have scored and get the 2-point conversion, we would have been down only by a touchdown. And our defense would have had to done something. Got to stop. But, none of that happened. And the first issue, of course, was field goals, touchdown. That's not going to win anything, field goals. And the second problem, not protecting Ben. 5 sacks, that's ridiculous, You're not going to win a lot of games with, 5 sacks. And most of those sacks coming in the red zone and pretty much stalling our drives. That really didn't help. So, what? I got to say, Baltimore, I hope you beat Brady and the Patriots. I hate them just as much as I hate you guys. And hopefully you guys, give Patriots a good game. But I'm kind of just done with this whole NFL season. I'm not watching the playoffs, honestly. I'm probably going to watch the Pro Bowl if Bell and Brown and Bell and Timmons and Pouncey shows up. Hopefully they all go. I know they made it, but sometimes players just don't go because whatever reason. So maybe Ben will do that. Maybe they don't give a fuck. Who knows? But I'll probably watch that, see Bell tear it up, hopefully. If the Steelers would have had a Bell, this could have been a completely different game. But Harris, Tate, and Archer didn't really do a whole lot. So Ben pretty much had to do a lot of things on his own. And he was not able to do that because Baltimore knew that. And they, could blitz and just, pretty much just a winning game, honestly. But, now that I think about it, let's say the Steelers, won the game, beat Denver somehow with Bell. I think they had a good chance, honestly, to be honest. And, let's say they go up to New England and get shredded, what's the point? Because not only is it the same result, you could say you went to the championship, but you're still in the same boat as the people who lost in the first round of the playoffs. You're at home on the couch. Not only that, but you get even a worse. You get even a worse draft pick. So the way I take this as the best case scenario, because I honestly, I could see us maybe being Denver, but New England, that's a whole other ball game. I don't know if we're going to be able to beat Denver, but I'll let Baltimore handle them. We'll see what goes down next Saturday or Sunday. I'm not going to be watching it. I'm not watching NFL until the Pro Bowl, or I don't even know. We'll see what goes on, but so that was the game yesterday. Now let's start looking forward to this offseason, the 2015. Let's just start talking about that. This is going to be a longer video probably than usual, so just a little warning. Well, the Steelers, due to them being the champions of the AFC North, they now have a very tough schedule. And let's talk about that a little bit. They don't have the full schedule released, obviously, but they do have the home and away opponents chosen. So let's go ahead and discuss that for a little bit, and let's look at who they play for us. According to FBS schedules or whatever. So, alright, so obviously at home, you got your divisional opponents, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Cleveland. And at home in Pittsburgh, we got Denver, that's going to be tough. Oakland, who knows, that could be tough too. Arizona, tough. San Fran, who knows. Indianapolis, tough. Away, now let's discuss the away games. Divisional opponents, of course, Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Cleveland. We got to go to Kansas City, tough. San Diego, tough. St. Louis, tough. Seattle, tough. New England, tough. So all in all, I see 1, 2. So let's talk about how many playoff teams are in this discussion. Baltimore, playoff team. Cincinnati, playoff team. Denver, playoff team. Arizona, playoff team. Indianapolis, playoff team. So that's 5 playoff teams. Kansas City, not. San Diego, not. St. Louis, not. Seattle, playoff team. New England, playoff team. So those are 7 playoff teams the Steelers will face next year. And arguably, I gotta say, this is the toughest schedule I have seen them have since 2018. This is gonna be a hell of a test. But I am glad, because 2008, when they had a really tough schedule, they won the Super Bowl, of course. And I gotta say, I am glad they got a tough road, because you know what? At least that way you can say, if you don't finish with a great record, you can say you had pretty tough schedule. And this is a tough schedule, that is for sure. Wow, I gotta say, this is gonna be interesting. And let's not even forget now, guys. Baltimore could go to the Super Bowl. Denver could go to the Super Bowls. Indianapolis can go. And honestly, right now, I'm thinking it's going to be Seattle or New England. Or Seattle and maybe Baltimore. I don't know. That's just me. And that's going to be tough as hell. So, Pittsburgh, you got your hands full next season. But let's not even discuss that, because that's like 8 months in advance. We're talking a long time from now. So let's get on with the off-season free agents, etc., and draft needs. Now, what I think our biggest issue is, I'm talking positional needs here, alright? Outside linebacker, I gotta say, man, if Harrison's like to play forever. Rawls is probably gonna be gone, I think. He's alright, but Moats isn't bad. I think he'll be pretty decent. Jones, we'll see, but we have to draft another pass rusher in the first round. I think for sure. Second biggest thing, cornerback, or a secondary player would be huge. Considering Mitchell somehow played through a torn groin or something like that, who knows. And Troy, I don't know if he'll be there. Could have been his last game, who knows. Third thing, D-line depth. I gotta say, I like how our future line is looking. We got Steve McClendon, he looks pretty good. Stephon Tuitt, he's going to be pretty good. We got Hayward, he's going to be pretty good. But we need someone for a backup just in case, some kind of injury, something happens like that. Or who knows, maybe just for the guys to get a breather, just to continue pass rush, just to help, Uh, you know, so we got McCullers. He's a good nose tackle. He'll be pretty decent. For my fourth thing, this is pretty evident from last night. We need another running back. Okay. Now I know Baltimore's good for stopping the run, of course, but I gotta say that was embarrassing. No running game at all. Bell definitely could have changed things for sure. And I definitely feel Blunt would have been that guy, but he, acted very childish. And pretty much Pittsburgh just fired him, released him, and, they let him go. So I feel Archer and Harris are decent. Ben Tate might be decent, but we need to draft another running back to help bring someone along with Bell just in case he gets injured again or something like that. And the fifth issue, I definitely have to say another red zone threat. We need another guy in our offense. Every time we get in the red zone, it seems like when we lose games, of course we get we get field goals a lot, which is bullshit. We need touchdowns, you cannot win with field goals. It's just not how it works. So I definitely feel Bell and Ben are good. We need Brown and Bryant will be good, but Wheaton's decent. But we need another tight end or another running back or another red zone threat. We need another 6'5" red zone threat with Martavis, Antonio, Bell, and Heath. We need another red zone threat. We need someone else. We need another dude. Those are my top 5 needs for next year in the draft. Outside linebacker, cornerback, D-line depth, running back, and a red zone threat. You guys can discuss that, but so heading into the free agency, I don't know what's gonna go down. Ben needs to get a team-friendly contract. We need to sign a free agent. We need someone. We need a pass rusher. We need something. So if I gotta give this team a grade, I gotta give them a B. Definitely a solid B. Reason being, over the last 2 years, the Steelers have went 8-8, missed the playoffs, and sometimes look terrible. But this season, not only did they win 3 more games, they went 11-5, won the AFC North Division Championship. They went to the playoffs. Might have lost in the first round, but they went. That's a big improvement. And considering how well some of our players have developed over this season, I feel we are going to be for something interesting next season. Something good next season, possibly. Who knows? But I give the team a B. Inconsistent at times, but at times they showed they could be Super Bowl potential. I definitely got to say that offense is looking good. As long as the big 3 stay healthy, we have a chance to go anywhere, honestly. As long as Bell, Brown, and Ben are there, we have a chance to go to the playoffs again. We just got to rework on our defense a little bit. Stay healthy, and we'll be good next season. We'll be good. Maybe another offensive lineman would be helpful. Maybe another tackle. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about it because that's not going to be discussed for another 3-4 months. And, we'll see. So, guys, this is Oregon Vikes signing out until I make my next video. But I will not be making another Steelers video until maybe the Pro Bowl or free agency or who knows, off season. But for sure, I will be there to I know what I just said. To tell you guys all about the draft picks we made. So that won't be for a while. But yeah. So hope everyone had a good holiday, Christmas, New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, all that. Too bad the Steelers lost. That really disappointed me. It sucks. But I'm just happy to see him play twice this year and see Bell, Brown, and Ben play good. So yeah. Thanks for watching this video, guys. See y'all later. I'm out. Steelers, don't worry. There's next season. And this was a great improvement from the last 2 seasons. I was glad to be there from the beginning to the end, watch you guys play all 16 games. I was glad I had that NFL ticket to see you guys play, win some and lose some. And you know what? Next year we'll be ready. We will be, next year we'll see what goes on. And with a tough schedule in hand, they will be ready for sure. I know Tomlin will have them prepared. I know he will. So, this is it, guys. I will see you guys later. Peace. Subscribe, please. And I'll see you guys all later this year. When the draft and off-season, all that begins. So, see you guys later. I'm out. Goodbye.